Okay, so this is Tim Riley from Riley Photographic and RPG Keys with part one of a five-part series explaining how Chris and I edit our images using Lightroom. So this is a workflow series of videos that introduces some basic concepts about Lightroom and also goes through our workflow. So in this first video we're going to be talking about setting up our files and our folders for each job. So one of the amazing things about Lightroom is the ability to have a master catalog, a catalog that you can search through for all of your cake photos, for example. You can search by keyword or by ranking or by camera serial number. And that's something we certainly take advantage of and we're going to go into in another video. But for every single job, when we get back from a wedding or a portrait shoot, we create a set of files and folders on our desktop that are exactly the same. So if Chris takes over the manipulations or the work from a job halfway through, and I've already started, he is familiar with everything that he's going to see. He's going to pretty much be able to take the reins without any slowdown. So you're looking at my desktop. It's an empty desktop. That means in my world, an empty desktop means I don't have a job outstanding. I don't have any edits to work on. We start by putting our job folders on our desktop. Both Chris and I and Abby, our studio manager, do this. And when we see a lot of files and folders on a desktop, it means that somebody's backed up with work. So every job starts like this. We go File, New Folder. By the way, it's the same on a Mac as it is on a PC. And we actually just have done this once, and then we copy the template. So I'll explain in a moment, but we're going to just call this this folder. We're going to call it. Going to give it the name. So Sue and Jeff. We're going to or Jeff. Okay, we're going to open it up, and we're going to make a handful of subfolders, and these will all become relevant later. So we're going to call one original. These are just folders. You can make up your own. We call ours originals or raw. These are where the photos that come off the compact flash card are going to go. These photos are never going to get deleted. They're never going to get adjusted. These are literally out of the camera, unedited. These are digital negatives, for lack of a better word. We're going to go high res, we're going to go edits web. Okay, so we've got a folder for our website. So these are edited photographs when we're done with Lightroom that are going to go onto our website. We've got edits high res. These are going to get burned off to a DVD, oftentimes given to a client if they've paid for the digital negatives. We're going to create a folder called blog for blog photos. We're going to create a folder called albums for album photos. And we're going to create a folder called LR for Lightroom. So it doesn't matter what folders you put into this customer folder. Just think about the delivery of your images and what kinds of things you do with images. Maybe you make YouTube videos. Maybe you should make a folder for YouTube files. But every one of our jobs looks pretty much like this. You've got a customer, just again to reiterate, you've got a customer folder, a job name, and we call it. We have a subfolder with a location to put your original photos. Okay, we have an album folder. This is where we're going to put images that we've selected for the album. We've got blog photos. This is where our blog images go. When we're done with Lightroom, we export 8 by 12 by 300 dpi edits for into this folder, high-res edits. We do this because very infrequently do our customers order larger than 8 by 12 or 8 by 10 images. If they do, we can just go back to Lightroom. And then we've got low-res, which is 600 pixel images for our website and for Lightroom. And then here in the Lightroom catalog is where we're going to put the Lightroom catalog. For those of you who are new to Lightroom, think of a Lightroom catalog a lot like a Microsoft Excel file. It's just a bunch of columns. It's actually a database. And it really doesn't house anything other than a set of directions that you've given it to manipulate your images. So step one in this entire process is setting up your files and folders, so that you can begin the process of manipulations. At this point in our workflow, we have not yet even plugged in a CF card. So I said at the beginning that we create a template. So actually what you do here is you do this just once, and you just call it file template, okay? And when you get ready to do your next job, you just hit copy and paste, and now you just go and you say Sue and Jeff. So you've only actually had to do the work once. Okay, so this is the end of step 1 in the RPG key workflow. The next video is going to show you how we import images in Lightroom.